Hey everybody, Mac here, and we're going to work on distributive property, and we're going to do version C. So if you got to here, hopefully you've already seen version A and version B. We've been discussing distributive property earlier in my sequence. What sequence, you may ask? Well, that's a sequence at maxtutorials.com. Visit that website, and I've got all these videos and a whole sequence of algebra. I can help you in any topic you want, okay? So get there and let me help you become a pro at algebra. All right, here we go. So we've been doing distributive property, but now the exponents are going to get a little nastier. And now if you notice, I have three terms. A term is any kind of an expression of letters and numbers separated by a plus or a minus. Okay, at least that's how I'm gonna define it. Okay, and that'll make more sense. So now remember, whatever's in front of the parenthesis has to be multiplied by everybody inside. So 3x squared times 2. Now, so watch this. What's 3 times 2? 6. Don't write 5. We're multiplying. Now look, I have 2 x's, I have 3 x's. What do I have? I have 5 x's. Remember, when we multiply the letters, we add the exponents. Okay, now I'm going to do this one. That's going to be a positive 15. That's my 3 times 5. X to the what? To the third, because that's like a 1. Okay, and how about the last one here? Positive times a negative is a negative. 3 times 4 is 12. 4 doesn't have any x's, but I still have my x squared in my original, so I still have to include it. And that, my friends, is going to be my answer. Okay, let's do the next one. Boom. 5a to the fourth. Boom. Plus 30a. How many a's do we have? We have 3. Plus, and whenever you times something by 1, it's just itself. That's actually called an identity property, and I talk about that in chapter 1 in Max Tutorials, okay? Going on, boom, and I get 6p cubed, boom, plus 24p squared, boom, minus 30p. It's really that simple. Now, why do I have this in the factoring section? Because later on, I'm going to show you how we're going to do this backwards. Right now, we're multiplying it out. Factoring, we're going to divide it out. Okay, so we're going to do all this, but as division problems. And so that's really what factoring is when it's all said and done. Okay, and then boom, negative times a negative is a positive, 18n squared. All right, let's go on to number 9. Boom. There we go. And I'm going to get 6r, add them up. Don't multiply them, add them. When we multiply exponents, when we multiply the exponential terms, okay, we add the exponents. Plus, and that's going to be 2r to the fourth minus 16r cubed. Okay, let's go on to number 11. I know I'm going out of order, but I like to go down columns. 4w cubed. Boom. Plus 20w. How many w's do I have? 1. I have 2. Plus, now I times it by 2. There are no letters, so I just do the numbers, and I just copy down the letter. All right? Let's go on to number 13. Boom. That's going to be a 9c what? Cubed. R to the third power, but third power we say cubed. Get used to saying that. You'll sound smarter. C to the second power. Nope. We say c squared. You're not wrong to say c to the second power, but you sound more mathy if you say squared, and we want you to sound mathy. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Boom. That's going to be 2x. Remember, we add them, so that's to the fifth power. Okay, boom. Plus 6x, add them up. We get 4, and the last one is going to be a plus 24x cubed. Going on. We're going to go boom right here and get a negative 16h to the third power. Boom, negative h squared, and boom, plus 72h. And the last one on this column, 6v cubed, do the next one, plus 48v. We have 2 of them, so we have to square it. And the last one, positive times a negative, is a negative 6v. Okay, really watch those plus and negative signs. Now let's do the other column over here. We're going to go boom, and we're going to get a negative 8y. How many do I have? Remember, that's a 1, so we add them up, and it's cubed, or to the third power. Negative times a negative is a positive what? 6y squared. And lastly, we're going to get a negative 14y. Going on, boom, negative 12m to the third power. Boom. Plus, because it's a negative times a negative, 8m squared. And lastly, I get a negative 8m. Going on, number 6. 2 times 7 is a 14. X to the what? Add them up, and we get a 3, right? Minus, boom, do the big numbers, 21x squared. 3 doesn't have it, so I just copy over the x squared. And then the last one is going to be plus. There is no number, so it's 7. There is a number, it's a 1, right? If it's not written, so 7 times 1 is 7. X to the what? 4. And I did it by adding them, not by multiplying them, okay? Let's keep going. Number 8. When I multiply these, I get 8k to the third power. I multiply this one, positive times a negative is a negative 32k what? K squared. And the last one is a positive times a positive, which is plus 72k. Going on, number 10. I'm going to multiply these two, and I'm going to get a negative 10t to the what? Add them. Fourth. Boom. Good. Next one, a negative times a negative is a positive. 5 times 7 is 35, t cubed. And the last one, a negative times a positive is a negative 5t squared, because we're just timesing by 1. Okay? Let's keep going. This one, a negative times a positive is a negative. 6 times 3 is 18. B, how many b's? 3. Now I have a negative times a negative, so I'm going to get a positive 24b squared. And the last one, a negative times a positive, is going to be a negative b to the what? To the fourth. Except for there's a mistake there. Can you see it? I need the 6 too. I know it looks weird to have a 6 and a b. That's why I'm not a fan of b's. I'm not a fan of s's. I'm not a fan of z's. I'm not a fan of t's. I'm not a fan of l's and i's. They all look like numbers when you write them. At least they do when I do. Okay, here we go. Boom. Negative 7d. Add them up to the fourth. Negative times a negative is a positive 35. How many d's? 3d. And the last one, negative times a positive is a negative 70d squared. Do you notice how I still write those curvy lines and I show what I'm doing? It's just a way to keep track. And if you get distracted, you can kind of remember because you wrote it, like what step you're on. You know, sometimes that happens. Q squared. And then the last one, positive times a positive, positive 20q. Going on to number 18. When I multiply the first, 3 times 4 is 12, j to the fourth. I go on to the next one. Positive times a negative is a negative 21j to the what? To the third power. And the last one is 3j squared times positive 6. That's positive 18j squared. And the last one, a negative times a positive, negative 20z to the what? To the sixth? No, we add them. And so it's going to be a fifth. The next one's going to be a negative times a negative, which is a positive 8z to the fourth. And the last one is a negative times a positive, which comes out at negative 28. And I just copied down the letter part. Boom. Okay? If you understand how to do distributive property at this level, then when I start showing you how to factor, it's going to be a lot easier for you. So congratulations for getting this far. You've done the distributive property. Now I can't wait to see you on the factoring section. See ya.